100 naira ko. Estambanse ko.
I always want to say episode of the edition Lagos this morning, and I believe you had a wonderful night rest.
Yeah.
Join us this morning as we take you on a smooth ride.
All right, let's take a look at the top stories for this morning. We have our PDP governors demand Adamawa resident electoral commissioners trial as Binani sues INEC.
On to the next, we have aviation workers maintain stand, threatening total shutdown of airport.
Moving on to rape allegation, Lagos court remands Bishop Feyi Daniels in Kirikiri prison.
Decision day for Chelsea, Real Madrid as Napoli try to upstage Milan.
Yes,
Okay.
Adamawa resident electoral commissioner acted based on order from above. That is coming from Articles 8.
Tinubu should not be sworn in, Obi'S support group.
Tinubu lied under oath. He should be jailed.
Twitter locks investigative journalist Hondeyan Twitter account after publishing Tinubu's dual citizenship evidence.
On a lighter note now, my dad bribed me to go back to the university, Davido.
You know, last gonna be scam sha.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But even has gone back to the university, maybe you won't have the star boy we have today.
We'll definitely have. There's no how. If it's in you, it's in you.
Maybe we would have been in university, maybe reading in one laboratory, trying to make research. And
See, that you study a particular course does not mean you can go back to your, what's it called, what talent has for you. Yeah, so
right.
I'm here today. I studied statistics, but this is me.
You're right in front of the screen.
Yeah, it
Well,
happens that
exactly.
way.
Well, statisticians can actually, thrive anywhere, like they used to say.
We are smart.
All right, moving on. Let's go to the traffic update around Lagos State to ease the traffic stress of motorists on the roads of Lagos Road. Let's take a look at our traffic update from Victoria Island. Fast movement from Mekwem Bridge inwards Bonicam, but slight delay at intersection due to alternation. Amadu Bello Road is good to go, but slowly approaching Mobile filling station while upward Eco Atlantic to Eco Gates is fine. Eco Roundabout is busy due to alternation and commercial bus activities, but traffic officers are on ground doing the needful. I just say Adeogun through legally Ayorinde to Water Corporation is good to go as well. Sanusi Fafunwa through Akiandeshola to Odeku intersection is good to go, but little delay at alternation points. To the journey as well as Ozumba Way, all through is looking good, except slight delay at major alternation point down to Marwa. The return journey is good to go, but busy at Lekki, Sandfield, Ram Bridge, and Law School. Outward Bonicam to Mekwem Bridge down to Nikon is okay. No report of any impediment as of the moment, and our people are on ground there doing the needful.
Let's take a look at the traffic update around Surulere. Oh my goodness, yeah. From Fadeyi, Doman, Long Bridge, Ojuelegba Bridge, Western Avenue, inward Alaka intersection. Likewise, Alaka intersection connecting Eko Bridge, all looking good. Alaka intersection through the service lanes. Eko Bridge is no record
to CBD Idumota. Presently, there's a free flow of traffic in and out of Kata Bridge, while movement from underneath Idumota Bridge inwards Johnny Eyo connecting Balogun Street is still looking excellent. Tinubu connecting Nnamdi Azikiwe Street and route Tom Jones intersection is equally good to go. While traffic from Oyebanji roundabout connecting Adeniji Adele Road through Obi'S Palace and Police Post are looking quite okay right now.
Ilubirin connecting Kata Bridge en route Ijora, good to go for now. While traffic from Kata Bridge descending Ebute Ero connecting back to Police Post, very much okay at this point.
Alright, that's all we have for you right now on the traffic update. As soon as we get more updates on the roads, we'll ensure to keep you posted. Let's go straight to the newspaper front pages we have for you this morning. We have wonderful stories right here on the newspaper front pages. Let's take a look at we'll be starting from the sporting scene. Punch Sports. Wow, this is an interesting story this morning. Alright, at the front page there we have €1 man Villarreal to Madrid pay 80 billion euros to get Nigerian superstar Chukwueze.
On to the next, we have Joshua in drugs test mix up.
Milan eye Boniface to replace Divock Origi.
Balogun not Arsenal standard. Yes, Balogun not Arsenal standard.
How is Balogun not Arsenal standard?
That's what is there.
Alright.
You know why I said that?
Al Hilal and Al Hilal versus Al Nasri. Ronaldo Igalo clash in Saudi Arabia.
Jesus charges Gunners after slip up.
Yeah, both Gabriel Jesus and our Lord Jesus Christ, they are charging us. Would actually bounce back.
I don't know about my Lord.
Alright, Chelsea versus Madrid. Blues face Los Blancos in win or bust battle.
Okay, someone is up for sale. His name is Mane.
Say money for sale. Oh my God. I think Bayern Munich are not really playing Sadio Mane in the right position.
I don't go deep into that.
Alright, moving on. Pep Guardiola wants Gundogan and David Silva to stay.
Okay, Chelsea hold talks with sorry, I can't say that clearly. Chelsea holds talk with
Nagelsmann.
Okay.
That's the former Bayern Munich coach. The coach who actually they sacked him for Thomas Tuchel. It was actually still in all the competitions, 3 competitions per se, and then they were scared that they might lose the competition. But under 3 games of Thomas Tuchel, they lost in the cup. Then they dropped out. They are 1 leg out of the Champions League right now. So I think to some extent, I think that coach would deliver if it comes to Chelsea. To some extent. Moving on to the Punch, moving on to the front page of the Punch, we have federal government begins 40% pay rise for workers. April ending, government will settle January to March arrears later, says Labour Ministry. Increased transport, house allowances also, trade union tells federal government.
PDP governors demand Adamawa Rex trial. Binani sues INEC.
External reserves slide further to $35 billion.
Marginal oil fuel cell generated 203 billion naira, says President Muhammadu Buhari.
Striking aviation workers reject government plea, threaten total shutdown.
$2.8 billion gas pipeline progression to power 3,600 megawatt plants. That's coming from the federal government.
Ogun woman sells 18-month-old baby to repay loan.
Chai, your own baby. That's so sad. 2 parties challenge Makinde's election tribunal. Order service on Sanwo-Olu.
Wow. Moving on to the front page of The Guardian this morning, we have 40% of failed transaction unresolved as e-payment hits 49.4 trillion naira.
On the next, we have aviation workers reject FG's plea, disrupt flight operations over COS welfare.
On Adamawa, despite resident electoral commissioner's suspension, PDP insists on protest till poll continues.
New wave of kidnappings amid botched Naira redesign policy.
NAFDAC grants provisional approval for first malaria vaccine in Nigeria.
Fresh oil output consigns asks ExxonMobil declares force majeure.
Okay, moving on, we have a Chinese brand dominates Nigeria's mobile phone market. To get more on that, you can go to the business page of today's The Guardian. Moving on to leadership. Leadership, the front page of leadership today, we have defend Nigeria at all costs. Chief of Army Staff charges troops.
Right on the front page of the leadership, we also have Adamawa governorship. INEC has no power to void my declaration, Bilani tells court as PDP governments demand end to electoral imbroglio. Commission suspends REC, Hudu, Yunusa Ari for inglorious act to decide on poll today. PDP supporters protest in Yola.
But this woman coming out to say that INEC has no power to void a declaration. She was not even leading when the winner was being declared.
That's what happens in
APC. She was trailing by over 30,000 votes, and now she's coming now to say that INEC has no power to void a declaration. Then that means she's probably aware of the whole thing.
You know the funny truth? If she was to be in a different political party other than APC, this matter would have been taken up more than the way it is right now. But because it's the ruling party that is involved, that's why not much have been heard or not much is being done about it. My opinion.
And I also think as much as people would, I think majority of people want Nigeria to have the first female governor per se. But this route that she's actually treading, I don't think people are actually okay with it, because it's like it's also part of this system. Because you can't just come out, even if the what's it called, the controversy and the deeds, the evil is benefiting you, for you to come out and say, okay, no, this thing is actually wrong, we don't have to do this thing this way. But now they declared her while she was trailing by 30,000 votes, and now so it's just like connecting all the dots together. I think now she shouldn't even be saying something like this. Allow someone else from somewhere else to be saying it, not to the governorship aspirant.
Well, let's see how much action the government is going to take on that.
Moving on, stop killings in southern Kaduna and Benue, Taraba now.
Ogun woman sells 18-month-old baby to offset bank.
As unions ground airports.
NLC vows to flush out
usurpers from Labour Party.
God bless my eyes.
Get much on that, you go to page 23 of Leadership Today.
Moving on to the next, we have Vanguard. Right on the front page of the Vanguard, we have INEC bars suspended REC to announce results on Thursday.
How Atiku Obi Kwakwanso helped Tinubu's victory for Ashola.
NAFDAC gives regulatory approval to 21 malaria vaccine.
Government probes biotech firm disposing toxic waste into River Benue.
How Atiku Obi Kwankwaso helped Tinubu's victory coming from Fashola.
Crisis. NLC storms Labour Party National Secretariat. Says we came to fumigate party office against rodents. Who are the rodents?
Allocate more resources to health, agriculture, Oxfam tax, incoming government.
Yeah, I actually think that's what they need to do right now, because the most important thing the country needs to thrive, major thing, two things. Nobody can live without food, which is agriculture, and healthcare system. If you work on agriculture, whereby we're able to feed ourselves, then export these things out there. So we'll be doing two things: feeding ourselves sufficiently, then making money from the food, from the excesses we have. Then also healthcare. They work on healthcare. What is wrong with Nigeria even fighting? Other neighboring countries coming into Nigeria to even have healthcare service, not the other way around. Even the brain drain from the health sector, even the education sector and the like. I think they should just invest more in that instead of saying they want to share 800 million, 5,000 naira to people in their homes. Just take care of the basic amenities in their state, in their locale. I think they should be fine like that.
Obvious facts there. Moving on to the next, we have Finidi. Enyimba won't relent in NPFL title case.
Police arrest man for kidnapping, burying 3-year-old child alive in Katsina. Why?
Gridlock, flight disruptions as aviation unions begin 2-day warning strike.
Vice President Osinbajo fumes over weaponization of ethnic, religious, sectional prejudice.
Interesting. We are moving on to the next, which is Daily Independent. And right on the front page, we have FG may spend more than $800 million earmarked for palliative. Minister explains why cost of servicing foreign debt is rising.
Federal government okays use of Oxford malaria vaccine. More on page 6 of Daily Independent.
Aviation minister warns strikes may lead to economic losses.
Issuing flood warnings not enough. Take action. Diri urges federal government.
INEC asks controversial Adamawa rec to stay away from office.
Weed off partisan corrupt officials. PDP governors tells INEC.
Lagos Guba Tribunal okays DRV's prayer to serve Sanwo-Olu via substituted service.
On Labour Party crisis, NLC president, others lead Abure to party secretariat in Abuja. Warns factional chairman Akpakpa to stay away.
Weed out partisan corrupt officials, PDP government tells INEC.
Call on commission to sanction show of shame in
Adamawa State. That's because they were affected actually.
Exactly. And even they were the beneficiaries.
They won't do nothing.
Moving on to the front page of the Nigerian Tribune. Passengers stranded as aviation unions begin strike. Ground airport movement. Government saying that the strike is unnecessary.
Wow.
This is what we talk about.
When you're owing people and they went on strike and you say it's not necessary.
And the minister.
And you're owing them.
Exactly. The
That's
Minister of
so
Aviation,
sad.
who is supposed to be leading them, who is supposed to be the mediator between the federal government and the aviation workers, you now telling these same workers that what they are doing is not necessary, like it is not right. How can you gaslight people like that? You are owing them and you are still gaslighting them.
Funny enough, I don't really know how. Let's move on to the next. NLC officials visit Labour Party secretariat back Abure Ledesco.
More knocks for Adamawa resident electoral commissioner as Binani goes to court.
Jungle justice. Police parade suspected killers of driver in Ondo State. You see that on page 15 of Nigerian Tribune.
APM challenge Makinde's victory, filed petition at tribunal.
We'll still look at the story of the woman who sold her 18-month-old baby for 600,000 naira to offset loan in Ogun State. So sad.
Ajaokuta Kaduna Kano gas pipeline 43% ready. President Muhammadu Buhari.
Yeah, this kind of thing that happened, this woman did, reminded me of what happened in the Bible. You know, women were killing their children, eating them just to have food. Now, she sold her baby because she needed to pay loan. Oof, actually,
it's just so pathetic.
Honestly, it's
people are really going through hard times in the country. I was just like, are you trying to charm me or something? and I just walked like a few steps. Someone else came to me like, I should please help her or something. I was just like, God, we're really going through a lot of things in country. So let's move on to the top stories, the top discussions for today. And the first one here, PDP governors demand Adamawa resident electoral commissioner's trial as Binani sues INEC.
We'll also look at aviation workers maintain stand, threatening total shutdown.
Be part of. See a lot of feedbacks here. You can click on the like button. You can also keep on dropping your comments. Any of the headlines you feel you have a contribution to give, you can drop your comment before we drop our number to be able to call in and contribute on the program. So let's talk a little bit about this aviation workers maintaining their stance, because since yesterday it has been a total lockdown. Yesterday,
you know, deserves his wages.
Yeah.
You know, someone can be working and I don't think that's actually sanity, because you can't offend someone and expect the person not to get angry.
Exactly.
And the person gets offended. You now ask the person why are you offended. Like, I don't understand. They are working, they've not been. That we're not happy about the way you're treating, or as the leaders or as the officials now coming out to say this thing that you guys are doing is not necessary. That's actually bad.
It's very, very bad. It's gaslighting. You're trying to guilt trip them into going back to work, but it's not possible. As the aviation minister is supposed to be the mediator between the federal government and these people, at this point in time, it should be speaking positively to them, not the other way around. You can't be owing some people now. Okay, let's say you're owing your staffs, then you're telling them, okay, they are threatening to go on strike, and you're telling them that what they're doing is nonsense. Like, it does not make sense. No, you are doing what does not make sense. Do the needful. It's not as if Nigeria don't have money. They're budgeting billions of naira to the census now. When we have pressing issues, we have pressing issues. If these people continue to go on strike like this, Nigeria already has a battered image out there. So I don't think anybody even cares about the image of Nigeria anymore, especially those people in the government that ought to be the image makers of the country. So what would now say about the aviation system of Nigeria, or the aviation sector? As the Minister of Aviation, your people are going on strike. It should be a slap on your face.
And I don't, because ever since I think the Minister of Aviation should be Hadi Sirika, right? If I'm not mistaken. The aviation staff, they've only gone on strike at the same time.
Yeah.
I can't count how many times they went on strike last year, ranging from the issue of them not being paid or not being attended to, aviation fuel, the cost being high, and all. And up to this moment, I don't think that all these things have been looked into, because following the things they were agitated or they are aggrieved about, I think there are things that needs to be paid urgent attention to. But then ignoring them means that you don't really regard these people and you expect them to work.
No, you don't expect them to work that way. So I just think they would actually look into this, because in recent times we have seen the lecturers union, even the healthcare workers going to the street. You shouldn't get into the matter. And also bringing it down to it is Lagos State Aviation. Okay, sorry, Ministry of Aviation is from the federal government, so it's not really being controlled totally by the Lagos State government per se. So right now they're actually budgeting to be in the forefront now. Billions of naira for a census.
Imagine someone that has an emergency to attend to, as yesterday when they started the whole thing. Because I don't know if you saw the video where people were gathered at the airport, caught gridlock. There was, even though the hospital said that traveling, after people could find their way to the airport, make their way to their destination as at yesterday. But what about those ones that had emergency that couldn't even get entered and enter into the airport or something like that? So what happens to them?
You see, yesterday it was a good yesterday. They actually stiffened the people's way to get into the place. Today they are saying they will actually cause a total shutdown. Nobody's coming out. So we get to this stage before they have to act. It's not about maybe some people actually say you are focusing on only the problem. We are not talking about the problem. Then how do we move forward? This thing is a problem that has been reoccurring. They say it's only someone who is not mentally stable that will keep on adding 1 + 1 together and you want to get 3. You need to change your tactics. You can't keep on doing the same thing repeatedly, allowing your workers to go on strike before you answer them. It's just nonsensical. And now that they want to play the way doctors go out there, I think we just have people who are serious in this space of power, of government, people who lack empathy of the people. See, all these things all together, to medical practitioners, what are they going there to get? What the Nigerian doctor is getting here in 1 year, they are getting it overseas. So now look at this one again. If we start having brain drain in the aviation sector, there would be a very big problem. So I think they should be able to look at it right now, instead of spending money and budgeting stuffs. On other stuff, we have pressing issues that needs to be urgently attended to, just like this aviation issue right now. All right, moving on the program. Okay, would like to go on a short break now. We'll be back shortly with more news updates. Don't go nowhere. Stay tuned. This is Lagos This Morning. Don't go nowhere. We'll be back shortly.
Yep.
100 naira, that's some
All right, guys, welcome back to the program Lagos This Morning. Moving on the program, let's take a look at the feedbacks. Your feedbacks. Let's take a look at them. We have Gladys Oyabo. Thanks so much for keeping us abreast of events and issues happening in our beloved country. Thank you so much for always being part of the program.
We appreciate you.
We appreciate. John Okoli, Guten Morgen. Well, I don't understand that. Nigeria Future, how was your night? Our night was actually okay. My love, please try to reply. Okay.
I'll do that.
Okay, no wala. Come to banana. One.
Yes, about the sound issue, we are already working on it. It's just a little bit of technical glitches here and there, but trust us, we are on it strongly.
King Joe Ogba, good morning to you, my people. You guys are doing a great job. Thank you so much, Mr. King Joe. Nelly Onoha, good morning. Good morning, Mr. or Mrs. Nelly. King Joe Ogba again. Okay. I think there's a tussle between Mr. King Joe and Nigeria Future about someone special to them. They would actually find a way to sort it out. All right, moving on the program. Let's get to the next one. Rape allegation. Lagos court remands Bishop Feyi Daniels in Kirikiri prison. He was actually the one who prophesied that the president-elect Bola Tinubu would be arrested before.
He has released a lot of prophecy. He was the one that also prophesied that Tinubu is going to be declared the president-elect.
But he will be arrested.
Then and all of that.
Become the president.
I don't really know about that one, but I shall know that he prophesied that Tinubu will be declared president-elect, and then he will eventually be arrested before May 29, and all of that.
So there's a discussion out there now on this certain issue that why now? Why is it that the rape allegations didn't come for this time? Is it because they actually prophesy this kind of thing? That's why someone from somewhere is actually trying to paint him in a kind of image or trying to, because he actually pleaded not guilty when he got to the court. Then they said for him to bail himself out is a sum of 20 million naira to bail himself out.
Wow, see, because he's a pastor. Meanwhile, he is a man of God, not a God of man. He is a man of God. So he has flesh and blood, running inside of his vein. And sometimes this thing they call, should I say fornication or whatever,
adultery
is a very strong, is a strong temptation.
Yeah.
That it can only take, how will I put it? Someone who has a very strong self-control and discipline to actually abstain from it. And and when the Bible, sorry, let me put it this way. When the Bible talks about fornication, he said flee. He didn't say run. He didn't say walk away. He said flee. When you say flee, flee means to run as if terrified.
Yeah.
So, and the Bible is saying flee from fornication means that it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be walk away, because you might not really walk away from it. It will be very difficult to flee. And you may not really run away. You have to flee from it, So talking about that, plus the alleged sex or rape allegation, the alleged rape or whatever, he's a man of God. And we don't really know the full story. We don't know what happened. And we female gender, we can be very, very tempting. And if you're not careful, you fall into the trap. However, he's also a man of God who oversees a large number of people with different character, people with different spirits.
But some people are actually saying that it is not really about the rape allegation, that maybe that's a cooked up story against him just because he prophesied that someone will get arrested.
But come on now, we have other men of God too that have been prophesying things. Prophet Elijah, Primate Ayodele.
Yeah.
He prophesies a lot of things. So
why is only this man who prophesied that Tinubu would win, but he will get arrested before then, and now he's the one in police net?
Well, anyhow it is though, but I don't think that sometimes we focus on things that we don't have business focusing on in this country. Do you understand? We have the aviation people now, they're on strike. We are not channeling our energy to it. We should fight the people there in authority to make sure that these people, they get their money and go back to work. Because imagine I want to travel and I decide, okay, I'll go on flight, and then there's no means of entering into the airport, and I've already paid and I've already booked my flight and everything. So what happens to me? Now we are here looking at what is not looking for us,
And there's also issue of an impending flood disaster coming in.
These are things that we need to channel all of our energy, because, okay, that flood now, NEMA they've already issued the warning, or even they've alerted the state and federal governments for a long time now, telling them that you people should take heed, because this flood is going to be more disastrous than what we've witnessed so far. So,
but a particular governor, I think Governor Diri or something, has come out to say that the government should focus more on the flood, that they should do something about the flood, not about sensitizing the people. You are sensitizing us on an impending problem or a misfortune that is coming, when you are the one at the forefront. Just like the general in an army, something is coming forth, you have the first-hand information, then you're not telling your people, are you preparing them for the death that is coming? Or you should make a plan and tell them, okay, this thing is coming, but this is the plan I have. How do you guys see it? Do you have any other plans that you can incorporate together to make this thing, to fight together? Not just picking the danger alert and throwing it to the people. You will just scare the people like that. So I think they should be doing more of really working on the danger that is coming in the front, coming before us, because they said about over 600 local government areas would be affected.
Yeah.
How many local government do we have in Nigeria? Just 774, and about 600, like 80% would be affected. And even personally, I don't think the census they want to do now is coming at the right time. I don't think so. because that money can be channeled into more serious
Well,
things.
funny enough, but the census too, it's not like it's a bad thing, because we need to
Yeah,
know
it's
how
not a
many of
bad
how,
thing,
how
yeah.
many people there are in Nigeria, probably to know how the next governments, how to make their plans and all of that, and also the flood. But the truth be told, had it been that this flood issue, when Cameroon informed Nigeria about their dam and how they do it after some years, and all, had it been that our dear country actually did what they
That
ought
was
to do,
1977.
I don't think they did what they were ought to do as at that time. I don't think we would be in this mess that we are in today. And also, all the presidents that have ruled Nigeria ever since the 1970 whatever. Okay, even let's say even in the past 8 years, had it been that something was done about it too, I don't think we would have still been in this mess. And also last year, we experienced the disastrous flood that claimed a lot of lives, destroyed our farmlands in the north, and even houses and everything. Most things were actually destroyed. And then, ever since then, we've not really heard, okay, the federal government, this is what we are doing. We are trying to now build the dam here in Nigeria, because we were told that it will actually generate electricity for the Adamawa State people. Nothing. The flood came, things were damaged, lives were lost, and we are still back again to it. And nothing was done. Not even an effort. Not even like no proactive measure. We are only waiting for, okay, I'm almost done. Probably the next government will come and do it. But what have you done? Sometimes when they're like, okay, I've started it, just like what happened in Lagos here. When Jagaban was the governor of Lagos State, there were some things that he did not build. Yeah. But he already mapped it out. He already had a plan for it. Okay, now the passing government, have you mapped out plan? What are the steps you've taken to ensure that the next government coming in will actually work on those things that you've planned? But nothing yet. Even if there has been, we've not heard.
Exactly. Okay, I believe and I hope the government will actually, take a look at the most important things first before the least important ones. I'm not saying the census is not important.
Everything is important, but the more important ones.
Use that the scale of preference right now. If you have a certain amount of money, a limited amount of money, and you want to do so many things, you have to put your most important things first before the least important ones. Moving on, let's go to the world of sport. Decision day for Chelsea and Real Madrid as Napoli try to upstage Milan. Chelsea fans out there, most of them have actually lost hope that nothing can come out of the game. Probably because of the form they are in now. They've been in the 10th position, since ages past now. They refuse to leave that position.
Well, Chelsea have not really been. We understand, because I'm a Chelsea fan, we understand that we are receiving backlash from people, and it's fine because some of our key players have not been playing. Yeah. I can remember the likes of Kante. Kante has not been there for a long time. And even if he comes back now, who are the people that he's going to meet? New people that he has not even played. So he's going to find it difficult to align with them, even if he comes back. So that is it. And also the issue of the coaches being changed and managers and all of that. So it will take a while. So people should not really say much, because as it stands, I believe there is always light at the end of the tunnel. Don't ask me why would they put it there, because I know that's the next thing you ask me now. Why would they put light at the end of the tunnel?
But if you check the tunnel of the Stamford Bridge, there is light throughout the tunnel. Nowhere is that.
But funny truth, I remember Arsenal, because I know you're an Arsenal fan. You guys call yourselves Gunners. Some time ago, you guys were nowhere to be found. You were lost somehow, and because you just find it.
We were in the wilderness.
Oh, thank you. I like the fact that you can agree.
Yeah.
That's nice. For the fact that you guys have come back now, you found your place, does not mean that you should now start criticizing people who are trying to find theirs. So it will definitely come back. I remember also some time ago, Man United was nowhere.
Yeah, exactly.
They were nowhere, and because they are back now, you now see them shoulder high. We are the Red Devils. The Red Devils. Where were the Red Devils 2 years ago? They were lost.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the same thing happening to Chelsea now, and I believe that they're definitely going to find their place. And when they come back, they are coming back with this. You know what they call them? The blues for life. The blues for life. The last lad. They carry last.
But you guys spent over 600 million for reinforcement but right now the 600 million is even yet to gather 10 points.
You know what happens? When you're trying to make a change, you don't see the effect immediately. It takes a while.
Wow.
So trust the process, bro.
Wow. I Chelsea fans will actually trust the process with Frank Lampard, who has, who was once manager in Chelsea, was
even if we lose even if we lose today, even if we lose to Real Madrid, it's not going to be the end of it. There's something we definitely, I believe we've beat them before. Yeah. So that shouldn't be a problem. Probably it's time for them to collect what we took from them. But as God may have it, it might even be the other way around. You never can tell.
Other way around. Wow. Let's hope for Chelsea. Our heart goes out to the Chelsea fans out there, because they've actually suffered so much this season. Looking at Napoli trying to upstage AC Milan today. The Nigerian striker, our very own wave of the moment, Victor Osimhen, is back after injury, and they played the last game, I think, with Hellas Verona, if I'm not mistaken. He actually did a lot in the match. He nearly scored a goal. He actually tried to score, but it's the woodwork. So right now, Napoli is banking on him to stage a comeback against their neighbors, and you see that actually happening today.
I don't know. Like I said before, we shall watch the match. No, that is it for me. So don't stress me with talk.
I actually hope, and I actually wish, I hope and I pray that Victor Osimhen would actually come to haunt AC Milan after they lost the first leg by 1-0. If they actually win today, that would be the first time Napoli would be getting into the semi-finals of the Champions League, courtesy of Victor Osimhen of Nigeria. So I think it will be a good one for the image of Nigeria, and it will even be a good one for African players worldwide. It will be a very good one, and his market value would actually increase. I love seeing Nigerian players doing well out there, so I wish him
Nigerians, not just in football, Nigerians, once they are in diaspora, they do extremely well, but when they come back here, I don't know what happens. Nigeria had a match they played, and we didn't quite see the effect, but anyhow it is though.
Adamawa Resident Electoral Commissioner acted based on order from above, Articles 8. Would he have actually acted just on his own premonition or something?
Well, he has people that he's answerable to.
Of course.
One cannot just wake up and do, even though we still have people who are like that though. But I believe that before someone can take that kind of action, he must have gotten a backing from the higher authority. Otherwise, INEC by now should have fired him.
Exactly.
You understand? They should have done something to him that, or should have even been like, why would you do this? Something like that. Or they could have written an official statement to address it. But I don't think any of
they've written an official statement. But if you look at the video, if you can get the video, would be appreciated. If you look at the video, there were security operatives, police officers. I even from information I get that DSS top official was right there with him making the announcement. And who is the DSS answerable to?
But is that someone announced the results while the collection of results were still ongoing?
It's very, very funny. At least if you want to announce results, okay, Mr. XYZ won the polls with a total of 1,061,000.
You just announce the person is the winner. Did he or she pull to emerge winner? We don't know. She's just the winner. And being that the fact that she's a woman, and I respect the fact that she's a woman and she pulled that kind of weight. We're also looking forward to a time when Nigeria have more women inclusiveness in government, though we are looking forward to that because we have a lot of intellectual women out there, a good number of them. But then using this kind of means to enter into the government, I don't think it's a good one, because why? They see women to be, it's not like they are sent, but they are more righteous, or they are more sent in quotes than the men. But then getting to that place of power or place of authority in this kind of dubious means, if you permit me to say,
exactly,
is not going to, doesn't paint a good picture, because people will definitely question, like, okay, since you're entering this way, what are you going to do? That means you're also going to work under these people. I mean, well, this is the APC, and most Nigerians are actually aggrieved with the APC as a party, because they've not really done things that entice Nigerians that much.
Okay, on that, and she has actually gone to the court that INEC has no power to overturn that declaration.
And forgetting that it is, wow.
Now, I'm thinking like, now you've gone to the court to defend a dubious declaration. So how do we now clap for you after being declared?
This INEC does not have the right to, how do I put it again?
To overturn
Your declaration. Please, can you please, without due respect, also tell us how many votes did you pull to emerge as the winner of the Adamawa State governorship election? How many votes did you pull? At some point, the PDP, even the PDP that is talking, they can actually come out to say this way or react this way because they are the ones at the receiving end.
Exactly.
When you are the one, when you are in a place of enjoyment, you don't really know what the other person is going through. And except you now get into that place of suffering, you now know, so this is how they actually feel. It's because they're the ones receiving it now. That's why they can say the officials, they knew about it and they...
Okay, you can be part of this program by calling the number on your screen. You can call in, let us have your contribution on the subject matters and the headlines we're talking about today. Well, I just think it is being announced yesterday that on Thursday, I think a day after tomorrow, that's Thursday, the final results will be announced. Then the winner would actually
be declared,
himself or herself. But Fintiri was actually leading. He was coasting to victory before this the REC made that declaration. But what most Nigerians are foreseeing now is that even on that Thursday, there might be a kind of prank or a game whereby the INEC would come out and say that, okay, this guy has already declared the winner. So according to the Electoral Act, maybe 1950 or 2020 something, there's no way we can overturn it. So we go to the court. There are so many people in that way now thinking towards that direction because of what happened during the presidential election. All the results were not being uploaded on the IRF portal 100% before the winner was declared. Yeah. So I think this Adamawa resident electoral commissioner actually told the same part of Mahmoud Yakubu. And that is the consequences of doing wrong things. When people leading are doing the bad things, don't expect your followers to do the right part. They'll feel like, okay, if Mahmoud Yakubu can do this now and go scot-free with it, then I can also do the same thing. And there are security operatives, DSS, some officials with this man, which means those people that the DSS officials are answerable to, probably are backing the whole process. So by Thursday, we would actually know who will be the next governor of
Adamawa State.
If it will be Fintiri, who he actually won the last election. He won an inconclusive election. He rerun when he wanted to, get into power in Adamawa State. So I think now he's trying to win a rerun. Maybe it would be a record for him for winning, 2 rerun election like that. Okay, you can be part of this program by calling in. Let's have your call and your contribution on the topics right here. Tinubu should not be sworn in Obi'S. Why? Said he has a dual citizenship, a diplomatic passport from Guinea-Conakry.
See, these things are very simple, right? But it's just so unfortunate that we are in this kind of society or in this kind of country whereby things don't really bother people or the citizens are not so much concerned about issues, This kind of thing is being said about a president-elect, and I believe even if the president-elect doesn't want to talk or to address the issue or even to clarify the issue, he has spokesmen. He has aides. He has people who are supporting him.
Yeah.
And he has a lot of people who can actually speak up on the issue on his behalf. And I believe that this is a time where they're supposed to come out and clarify things. He should not be sworn in, and he should come and say, okay, talk about the dual citizenship. We want to understand what happened. Because this is something that was seen online, whether it was faked or whether it was just mere allegation or whatever. But it is in your place to come and clarify, because you can't just keep everybody in the dark. I also understand the fact that we Nigerians, we dig into things a whole lot, But there's something I always believe. It's an adage they say, in every rumor, there is always an atom of truth.
Yeah.
You know, so I believe that they should come out at this point, even if he doesn't want to come out himself, but let his spokesman or his spokesman come out and clarify the issue, particularly on that dual citizenship. Is it a problem? Come and say something about it and clarify people so that everybody be like, okay, this was kind of the issue. They don't understand this thing. Because right now, me, I don't even understand what it is about.
Now, David Undenyi, the investigative journalist, he released the information a few days back that Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, the president-elect, has citizenship, like diplomatic citizenship of Guinea-Conakry. And that means that as a diplomatic citizen, if you're traveling out now, you know, they have to check you or something. But
that means you will be checked and you will not be
would
searched.
be unchecked. You would be unchecked. You can actually move anywhere without being checked. So even anything, you're going with any illicit stuff, nobody will check you. You will be unchecked. Like that. And
I also heard that Guinea-Conakry is one of the in Africa the biggest or largest country that deal on drugs or something like that.
Yeah, there is the information out there. And also on the EC9 form, on the presidential form before the election, there is this place there where you would actually fill stating that are you or have you been a citizen of another country as a president. As even if you're going for another post, you can actually still have a dual citizenship, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But for the president, you have to only be a Nigerian. You can't be a citizen of two countries and still want to be the president of Nigeria. And I think as been said in reports, he did debunked that he belongs to a country, that he has dual citizenship. So now people are saying that if he has ticked on the form that he does not have dual citizenship, and now it has been revealed that he has, that means he lied to INEC, which means he should not even be in the race at all. So that's another issue they are bringing up against him now. So that's the issue surrounding dual citizenship. And also many people are coming out to say that this dual citizenship of the thing. We have a video day before yesterday. Fashola, former governor Fashola, he was on channel television on an interview with Seun Okinbaloye, and he was being asked about the dual citizenship. Right there in the video, for people who actually watched it, he found a way to maneuver. He was spinning around the question, so he's even raising more questions about concerning that dual citizenship. As a senior advocate of Nigeria, you can't say you don't know what the constitution says about dual citizenship and the presidency. As a senior advocate of Nigeria in court, because when he was being asked, okay, speak about your principal's dual citizenship, he was saying something entirely different from it. The Seun actually need to remind him 4 times before he even say anything about it. And he didn't even say anything really serious about it. So it's like he was drifting away from that question. We have a video you can actually put it up for us while we move on the program. So I think there's more issue now on that dual citizenship. The likes.
No.
Another country aside Nigeria can't be the president.
Coming up against the president. I hope and I pray that he'll be able to clarify all these things. When been accusations, a lot of, and I just pray that he'll be able to clear himself of all these things. Because it's not going to be a good one. It's not going to be a good one. You are being sworn in, and then Nigerians are still in doubt, or you still left everybody in the dark concerning the things that they need to get answers to.
He asked Fashola yesterday that there's controversy surrounding his age, his certificates, and the likes. Do you know what he answered? He said, you see, Nigerians are, with this result of the election, Nigerians have actually said that all those things doesn't matter. That was what he said. Which means he didn't address those questions he wanted to address. He said another thing entirely. Like he now started saying some stories about Tinubu owning Oriental Hotel. We'd like to actually play the video for our viewers.
If you have the video, please, let's say it.
Yeah, the video is there. You can actually play it using that link there. So moving on, before we actually get to play the video for our viewers, let's move on to the next one, to the next topic here quickly. Twitter locks investigative journalist Unden's Twitter account after publishing Tinubu's dual citizenship evidence. His account was locked yesterday.
And Twitter is not owned by Nigerian.
No. Elon Musk.
So how come?
Well. If too many people report your account to Twitter, it would actually, be locked or, be taken off, or you would actually be queried.
I understand.
So it's there for you to defend your own position, that this thing you're doing, you are not really harming people like that. Okay, you are an investigative journalist. Because what I know about Elon Musk is that he said he's giving out a platform for people to speak freely, not to coerce people into, not to gag people's voice. He's giving people a platform to speak out freely, about anything. Because this guy before, Jack Dorsey, who owned Twitter before, it was not really opened like this, unlike Elon Musk. Just like after Elon Musk took over, they lifted the ban on former president of US, Donald Trump. Then he came back, even so many accounts was actually released. So I think they would actually look into that. I think they will look into it. And on the lighter note now, let's take a look at Davido saying that his dad bribed him to go back to university, probably to drop his music career. Because when he was starting his music career, there was, what's it called, a backlash from his family, from his dad, that okay, this boy is trying to
did he finish high school?
Babcock.
Okay,
High school?
university.
Yeah.
He finished.
Yeah.
Okay, so but there's something they usually say. Your parents may not really know everything, but their own part or their job is to guide you. So, and sometimes because of the era we are in, and because of the generation, our generation, we just want to do things. Sometimes we say they don't understand. I also say that though. My parents, they don't understand. They don't know how I feel. They don't know this thing. Forgetting that they are your parents. They've already seen the end. Before you think that they don't, it's as if they understand us, but they just want the best out of us.
But I'm not sure they actually saw the end for Davido, because then Davido said it at his shows before he dropped Damiduro. Anytime he goes for shows or he hosts or organizes a show or something, his dad will actually send his officers there to arrest everyone.
You wouldn't also blame the father.
They were seeing him like a black sheep of the family.
You wouldn't also blame the father. Imagine that your family is known for a particular thing. Let's say it's a family filled with lawyers, doctors, engineers, and you now come out and say you want to be a stripper.
No.
I'm just saying, stripping is job now.
No.
It's job for most people.
Their job is like prostitution.
So you call it
like world.
You are the one that call it.
You want to become a DJ now, or you want to become a something totally different for that line. There will be backlash. But I actually love his resilience. And right now, he actually, used his dad's leverage, his dad's name to open some doors. But right now, his dad is using his name to open some doors.
If Davido, my opinion though, if Davido wasn't a musician, he probably still be rich. Maybe we may not know him as Davido 30 BG, but we will not know the 30 BG, but he will not be a poor man. And probably, also, we have parents, growing up those days as a child, I had wanted so much. I wanted to be a lawyer. That was my first of all, I wanted to be a nurse. My dad actually called me one day, why do you want to be a nurse? Because I said, because I want to be choking people injection. That was only my job, because I saw the way nurses, they dress all white, they are neat, they are classy, That was, I so much loved it. After that, I'm like, okay, if I'm not a science student, I'll just be an art student, then I'll be a lawyer. I'll just study law in school. And then with time, when time was just like going by and everything, I'm like, okay, what do I actually want? My dad was even like, this is what I think you should do. As a matter of fact, I wanted to follow that line, but I was just looking at myself. Am I that intelligent to go there? A lot of things. Sometimes our parents, that's what they don't know. They know our abilities, though. Now, they are the ones that gave birth to us. That's why you go to some families, you see their parents deciding their children's future for them.
No, I don't like that one.
See, it's not like, see,
Only if their own decision aligns with my own, you know, at times you want to become something, but your abilities and your, what's it called, your intuition is saying different thing entirely.
can I tell you something? You know that sometimes we don't really know what we want to be.
Well,
You know, sometimes we don't know what we want to be. We just want to be, I just want to be me. Yeah, on a serious note, sometimes it will take the guidance of your parents to lead you on a good to lead you on that good track. I've seen people like that. They just want to be, you know, okay, this look at this. There was this particular guy. He didn't. He wanted to be. What did he even say he wanted to be? So he said he wanted to be a fan repairer. Fan.
Okay.
You know, okay, they took the pen to tell him, okay, that is engineer. He said, that is not engineer he wants to repair fan.
That's engineering.
You know, he didn't see it that way. But the parents had to start guiding him, putting him through, okay, if you go to school, this is what, to him alone, let me just be repairing fan. You know, so that's...
That's funny.
It's actually funny, right? But, you know, some of us are like that. We don't know what we want. Provided the money is there, you give us everything we want, we are okay. Let's just be eating our parents' money and we'll be fine. We go to club, squander the money, come back, buy clothes, live large, and just okay, just be there.
But I actually think Davido was more of, let me do what my instinct want me to do, rather than let me go and make money. I think had it been he sought out for money, he would have just stayed back, just be in the business line, because he said that he can't even stand where his brothers are standing when it comes to spending money. That he's the poorest. With all the 30 BG and likes, like he's the poorest. But I think he's just living the life of his dreams. He just want to be there in front of the people under the spotlight.
And secondly, the father did not intervene. Probably he will not be, you know, he
wouldn't be so driven like this.
He wouldn't be so, and he wouldn't be coordinated. You know, the resistance of his parents also made him to be coordinated. Pushed him to be coordinated and also to like guide himself. He's not the only musician. There are a lot of musicians out there. So how many of them are actually making waves? How many of them are coordinated as Davido? How many of them are the philanthropist that he is? You understand? So everything we still need our parents to guide us.
That's true. All right, let's take a look at the video, the Fashola video, and Sheyi and Sheun or Kimbaloyi for the interview, talking about should clarify some controversial stuffs about the president-elect Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. Don't go nowhere. Let's take a look at the video.
Why is the man they trusted you?
I believe so.
Okay. Let me see if you can help us out with some information. Why is the man you were his chief of staff? I mean, he has so much of controversy around him, and I'm hoping that you might be able to clear the air. There are controversies about his age, his true age, controversies about his true educational status, controversy about his name. In fact, there are controversies about whether or not he has dual citizenship, controversies about his past life in the United States. Can you clear the air about this man?
I think that makes it the more interesting, and I think those issues have been ventilated sufficiently. You know what the Nigerian people have decided? Those issues don't matter. That's what they have said by this vote. And in making that choice, the only thing I can say to you is that every time it got more difficult, I used to tell people this was his path to success. There was no easy way. There's no easy day for him. The more difficult it gets, then you can be sure it's Asiwaju's. And I think that for somebody who has faced all of these obstacles, I keep referring to when he was. I remember when he wanted to be governor. You may or may not recall, for 3 days after the primaries, we couldn't find the state party chairman, the returning officer for the election, and Lagos was in suspense for 3 days until they found the returning officer, and that's the Asiwaju story.
But does he really have a dual citizenship?
That's the Asiwaju story now, and You know, so the more difficult it gets, the more it brings out the best in him. And for me, I think that now that all of these hurdles have been surmounted, maybe there's a divine purpose. Maybe perhaps, just perhaps, this is where
Oh, I also saw the plays. I just saw the plays whereby Shehu asks him, does he have a dual citizenship? He answered that.
He didn't
He tried to cover it up. Wow.
He was talking about rental hotel and the likes. I would like us to, you know, drift a little bit from our politics now, then go into this issue that was, you know, ravaging all the social media platforms last week. The issue of the PSG defender Hakimi Ashraf. London has come out to say no woman should be entitled to a man's wealth. P Square saying that if you can't entrust your wife with your wealth, then go and marry your mom or something like that. People having different opinions about the whole issue. And then some a particular guy sent money to his mom. He was outside Nigeria, sending money home to build his home, to build a house for him here in Nigeria. But when he traveled back home,
The mom squandered the money.
So there are a lot of issues and controversies, opinions out there. Some people have actually even fought their closest ally on this issue, because there are some people that once a particular person disagree with them, they don't know how to politely disagree with people or just respect people's opinion, even despite the fact that you don't like the opinion or you are not cool with it. Just respect it. But many people have actually, you know, fled up on this issue and say, okay, this person is just stupid. He does not know how to talk. He doesn't know how to treat a woman. Okay, because he's talking like this means he will do this when he gets to marriage. But because it's opposing stuff that is amplifying the love for more than for the wife or something, that this person will replicate this in marriage. Well, how do you think about that, the whole issue?
Well, honestly, the Hakimi, that's his name, right?
Yeah,
Hakimi.
Yeah.
The Hakimi, he's just a young man who is coming up, right?
Yeah.
How old is he? Should be around
He's now 24.
Oh, he's 24. Okay, he's still probably when he got married, I believe maybe he might be around 22 or 21.
20.
Oh, at 20. Interesting. So at 20, you just left teenagehood.
Yeah.
So what do you actually know? Nothing. So you need your mother to guide you. And then if you know, sometimes too we tend to feel like we know everything. Yeah, you know, sometimes that's why in Igbo land, you know, sometimes when a young man brings a wife home, you show your parents you want. Sometimes some mothers will disagree. I don't want this person for you. Don't marry this person. You know, you sometimes we pick offense. Why? She's the love of my life. She's the butter. Okay, well done. They play. You understand? You know, because why? At that young age, what do you know about love exactly? Nothing. The only love you know is the Cinderella you watch, is the cartoon love you watch,
Hollywood.
or the Hollywood you watch, or the African magic you watch. That's the love you know. And mind you, love is way bigger than all those things they show us on the screen.
Marriage too.
And marriage is way bigger than those things they show on the screen. And you know, our present society, our present world today, have painted this so much picture of if you're not happy in your marriage, you can divorce. Come on now, where did we get that idea from? You know, for that guy, the mother, you know, maybe understood that who the woman the son wanted to marry, who she was or who she is. Like, let me see if I can come in here. And also, had it been the guy was matured enough, probably in age or in idea, in experience, maybe he would not have allowed him to be in charge of his money. You understand? You understand? Because there's something they usually say in my place, you know, Izunabiana wanawa. See, wisdom comes as we progress.
Yeah, from experience.
From experience, you know. There are some things that I know today. 5 years ago, I don't sabi amo.
Of course.
There's a particular way I will talk today. 5 years ago, if you're talking, I'm talking bullshit that even my spirit might give you headache. Like, who is this girl? You know, but you shouldn't blame me because that's the point I was. At that point in my life, that was me. You get? But then, they both understood that my son is still a boy and he needs help. And probably his account wasn't working properly. To do that.
Yeah.
You get? So I shouldn't blame. But then also, the other part of it though, why do you want to marry entitlement? Why? That's rubbish. If you want to marry, then stay single. Marriage is not for the weak.
Yeah.
I am not married though. But at least I know so far, because I've stayed with a lot of married people. And come on now, I've gone to the high walls of high institution. I know at least I know something. You know, there's some things I know a lot now. I can say I can beat my chest and say I know a lot of things, even though not, but I know a lot of things. Yeah. You know, marriage is not for the weak. If you're not decision. Marriage is a decision. Have you ever seen an institution whereby they give you a certificate before you started? It's only marriage. Wisdom. That is, you have this degree. You keep learning inside it. So how come you are getting a certificate before you enter, then I'll not carry a certificate, I don't want to do again? You are a child. Honestly speaking, that's how I say, if they are treating you well, come out. Of course, what we're expecting, you're from a different home, and from a different home, we have different training, different background, and we are entering part. We are going on this journey. Actually, I shouldn't expect much from you because we didn't have the same home training. Exactly. Even if we don't have the same idea. Yeah. It only takes patience and togetherness and understanding for us to align. And sometimes we don't really need to align, but we need to understand that this is just two opposite people. But let's just keep the focus there. So, when I see things this way, and funny enough, Africans, we are copying this Western culture, and it's so bad. You know, for goodness sake, and let me also speak on the other side of it. As a man, you should be able to trust the person you want to marry. If your wife cannot be your next of kin, why? If you can't trust her enough to be honest, so why are you getting married to a woman that you can't trust? So there's no point. Your wife was someone's wife. That was your father's wife. Your mother is not your wife. Your mother is your husband, is your father's wife. Yeah. She is your mother. So and your father trusted her. Yeah. So why can't you trust the person you're getting married to? So if you are in a relationship with someone and you can't trust the person, you don't have to marry the person. Well, if you feel that the person squanders money a lot and there's nothing you can do about it, then because you just want things to be in order, then let her be, because she cannot flow with you. So there's no point getting into something after 2 years, I don't want to do again, forgetting that it is an institution that you can never graduate from. That's why they give you a certificate before you enter.
Exactly. Wow. I think I love that part where you said certificate before you enter. I've never thought of that.
Yeah, seriously.
Because you have to you do so many exams
before they test. Just entry, they want you to say yes, they're giving you a certificate. That means bro, save journey. Same journey of no return. You are in. Look at all the marriages. We are all Christians and you Muslim. I believe you also have it in your Quran. What married in the Bible? They married and they were gone. In fact, you are gone. You're as a woman, you stop answering your father's name. Go. Anything you see there, face it. Now you carry them. Just carry it there. You know.
I think many people are seeing this Akimi's issue as being wise, but I think it's just, would I say, coincidence. You know, at times when we think we are wise, we're actually foolish. Had it been the money was with him, he would have lost 60% of the money now. I think it's just coincidental because he was 19 years old when he started dating this woman, and he had started playing football, I think, since the age of 14. And while, you know, as a teenager, 19, and as a Moroccan too, according to what he said in the interview, he said just try to protect your asset or something. I think it's not really about the woman, and he knows the kind of person he's dealing with. So I think that's why some men don't marry based on trust. Some marry based on the physique of the lady. Okay, I want my wife to have a flat tummy, you know, big this thing, big that one. They can't trust the person. But they know, and this is how some of them do it. They know they cannot trust their wife, so they won't put her in charge of money, or they won't put her in care of any money. They will know, okay, I can only trust her when it comes to cooking. She knows how to cook, she knows how to do this, how to do that. but she does not know how to handle finance, or she will squander my money, or she would actually, make me bankrupt. So they would just look at only the good side. They would not look at all, even if the bad side outweighs the good side. They just feel like, okay, she's beautiful. When my friends see me outside with this kind of woman, they will feel like, okay, you've arrived, you have a beautiful woman. But on the other side of things, because I think if that kind of law applies in Nigeria here, Africa to be precise, many marriages will be broken by now. I think it's because we don't have that kind of law here in Africa. That is why they are having more divorce there. Because I know too many people there, so many people, the US, the UK, saying that you see a cool guy making a lot of money, but once he divorced, check the top 10 list of the world richest women. I think about 6 of them got their wealth from divorce. The remaining 4 got it through inheritance. And it's either their father or their husband or something.
It's actually very, very bad. I'm a woman, and I also believe in hard work.
Exactly.
A lot. I believe in hard. As a matter of fact, I started working at very hard business working. My mom is looking for this game. I just want to be an independent person. I don't like, all those kind of things. I don't usually like it. But then, if you're getting married, your responsibility as a man is to take care of the wife. Your wife is first of all your daughter. She's your first daughter. That is how you learn care.
Yeah.
You start learning care from your wife before you start having children. You now know, okay, it's from the way you treat your wife. People will actually know how much you love yourself.
This question out there: should a woman be entitled to his husband money? Like entitled to his husband money?
First of all, this woman was answering her father's name. First of all, this woman was answering her father's name. Okay. You met her and you decided to change her original name to your own name. She should be your responsibility.
No, she is his responsibility. But should she be entitled? From entitled, like automatically, you should have unlimited access. When my money, I can take it at any time I feel like. That's entitlement. You know when you're entitled to something.
Yeah.
To something.
No, this is now. It is a society that's bringing up all these things. As a man who is in charge of a home, you have to ask for it before you give it to her. No, wait. If you want to be a man who takes care of, except is a selfish woman.
Yeah, one is give. I'm not using the word give now.
That's a woman who understands that it is her husband's job to take care of her. Exactly. Should not stress him, as a matter of fact. And when a man refuses to play his role as the man of the house he is, that's where the entitlement comes in. You want to take things without even telling him. That is it for me. But as a matter of fact, as a man, I always say it this way, and I can say it to anybody. I am single, yes. I'm answering Gladys Alozie. Alozie is my father's name. And you come the Alozie man and add on the
I want to think I propose. Will you marry me? You said yes. I said, marry me. I said, will you marry me?
If somebody marries you, that means you own her now. You've already changed that.
Wait, she chose to marry me. She could have said, no, I cannot marry you. You know what is married?
Eventually, you will get married. So whoever gets married, she chooses or she decides,
exactly.
Whoever you're getting married to, whoever you're getting married to, also, you also change the person's name. That's the point.
Change their name, not me forcing her to change their name. Yeah.
See, it's a natural thing.
Yeah.
It's a natural thing. Married.
Actually change their name.
It's a natural thing. It's a natural thing. The moment a woman gets married, she would change her surname to her husband's first name. And I say this way, when a woman has changed her name to your name, oh wow. No, when she was answering her father's name, she takes instructions from her father.
Yeah.
And now she changes her last name to your name. That means she is now under your authority and under your leadership. Yeah. So it is your primary responsibility as the man to play that father role that her father was playing before you came into the picture. And if you can't do that, you're not ready to be a husband.
Wow.
That's my point.
Well, the question still remains. You can join the conversation. The question remains, should a woman be entitled?
How discussing
demands
like
money.
girls' clothes.
Should the man be entitled? We just touch all the issues from sports, politics, entertainment, lifestyle, and the likes. Because this thing is just a topical issue. Even celebrities are weighing into the matter. Don, the Burna Boy's ex, coming out to say that women shouldn't be entitled to a woman to their husband's money.
But see, it's not just a man, your husband. That's the point. When you are dating somebody, you're doing boyfriend and girlfriend. But I don't know. I'm not what your husband.
What I think personally is that I don't like, even right from that, I won't advise the idea of a housewife. That's it. Because when this law came into existence in the early 19th century, it was actually for housewives, because they had nothing to fall back on, and they were like, and to even reduce the rate of divorce for men, because they were just divorcing anyhow then, because they know there was nothing at stake to lose. Well, and then, sorry, please wait. It was for the housewives then, but now both the housewives and the working class and the likes, they actually want to take more money. So they're using it as a leverage, as an advantage over men. They can just get to the marriage now after 3-4 years, seeing that this guy has made a lot of money, and just say, I want to leave. And I think right now, you say you want to leave, just like you want to, as a footballer now, if the club wants to terminate your contract, they would be the one to pay you off, because they are the one terminating it. But as a boy, when it comes to marriage, it's the other way around. Someone says, I don't want to do it again, I'm divorcing you. But this person would not.
See, do you know why?
I think it should be.
Do you know?
To leave the marriage.
Do you know why the issues like this? Do you know why I don't usually like to talk more about it? Do you know why? It's because I'm not a religious person, but I believe solely on God.
Yeah,
God, I'm not a religious person. I don't play religion at all. I don't play religion at all. But then one of the reasons why I don't like to talk about issues like this is this. And one of the problem that most families are having today is because of misplaced priorities. I always say that misplaced priorities. A woman or a wife refuses to understand her place in a marriage, and the husband have refused to understand his place in the home. Do you understand? First of all, from Bible prescription, what the Bible that I read, scripture is, a woman is a helpmeet.
Just like the same thing in the Quran.
You have to. When you talk about helpmeet, it means a help suitable for the man. So, as a helpmeet, what is my responsibility? Even if I'm getting married today, one of the things I'm going to ask my mom is what made her marriage work, because they are 30-something years in marriage now. What made their marriage work?
But you know what?
Whatever she helps me. See,
depending on
it depends on you.
Location.
Forget about that thing. That's what we use to deceive ourselves.
No, I'm not saying.
That's what we used to deceive ourselves. Now wait. I want to tell you something. No matter what works for A might not work for B. Okay, how come divorce is working for virtually everybody? Everybody want to apply it because of what you want to get. It's understanding.
What I'm saying by works for A does not work for B is that in some marriages that I've seen, you see both the husband and wife, shouting on each other and the likes, and they don't divorce. And some people just feel like everything is just going all smooth and rosy, and all of a sudden, bam, everybody breaks up. What works for A, some husband will be able to tolerate. Some other husband would not even tolerate an inch of it. So I think to some extent, it's just about doing what works for you. What works for me might not work for anybody else. What works for other person might not work for me.
We are getting close to the end of the program. See, my own stance in this whole thing still remains the fact that we Africans, we are copying too much of the Western world, and it's obviously affecting a lot of things. You don't get into marriage because of what you want to get from the man. There's nothing like contract marriage. If you are a Christian and you read Bible, there's nothing like contract marriage. If you are not ready, if you can't submit as a woman, your place as a woman is submission, and the man's place as the man is to love the wife. Yeah. As a woman, if you find it difficult to submit to a man, why marry a man you can't submit to? That's why you don't rush into marriage. You take your time. The matter how old you are, you take your time. Certificate for marriage. You be the one crying. And turn to the only criteria for divorce, if you are a Christian, is when you threat to life. That's the only criteria for divorce. That's when the threat to life. When there's no threat to your life because you feel that you're getting that institution that certificate before you even start. So think about it. If you want to get fact, that you get certificate before you prepared it, you just to write your name there. You now give and say, welcome to the world. Enjoy the ride.
Enjoy the ride. And I also think as women, even as men, I don't think it is too good to keep your. Everybody can actually, what works for A might not work for B. A might say, okay, I want my wife to work, I want my girlfriend to do this, and B might feel like I don't want her to do anything, let her just be at home. But I've seen people that they actually did that to their wives, like, okay, let her stay at home. But this person along the line, as life will have it, some people would live long, some people would not live long. So what happens if all of a sudden something like this happens? So you just leave your wife, at the middle of the sea. I think wives should be, if you have the money, you can establish her. Or if she wants to do a particular business, you can actually fund, or even if you don't want to just, start the business for her, or even you can make it look like you're borrowing her the money. I'm not saying you should not dash your wife money or something, but most of the time, majority of the time, when you give her, okay, let's say millions on a platter of gold, like you're giving it to her, she won't value the business at all. She might even run it anyhow she feels like. But if you feel like, okay, take this one first, how much do you have? Put it together. Once you get to this thing, I would borrow you more. You can borrow to her, but your money, you are giving it out to her.
In that case,
I think they should just make their own money, even if it's not much.
See,
money to stand on their own.
In that case, it's everybody's choice to make, because most men have their reason why they don't want their wives to work. So I can't force you to let your wife.
No, it's not about us.
As a matter of fact, you should be the breadwinner of the home. You should be provided for your family.
I'm not saying that.
But then, if your wife, it's something that they both have to come together. So not tell you, you want to make the family running. If you as the man, you have the capability and what it takes to make your house stand and like stand out the way it ought to. So without getting your wife involved in it, it's your thing to do. Not in my place to tell you how you should run your home. But my whole point in this whole thing is that men should not misplay their priority. Men should not play the woman in the house. See, and it was because we women, you give us, we multiply. You give us, we multiply it back to you. It's just that simple.
This is what I'm trying to say. As a man, if you do that as a man, it does not stop your responsibility as the man. And it's not that because you've done this, okay, so just because I'm a kind of, would I say I'm a victim or something in this kind of thing? Because it didn't actually happen. I was not like, okay, now at least being this person is in this kind of position, you would have been able to even contribute in our own stuff by herself. Because I see more of these things, like some men out there who want their wife to really, depend basically on them, so they were able to control them to some extent. Many people control. I've seen with this family. Sorry, I said with this family whereby
the woman was not working and the man was working, and they were actually very cool. See,
the husband, okay, his dad didn't allow his mom to work at all. Along the line, the man lost his life. See, it was just devastating. Like they went back to square zero. So it's that kind of thing. It's always good to have a plan B. If you're setting her up, it's like a backup totally. Like if everything goes wrong, like things just fall, maybe your business fails. Well, that's what I just think. And it will also be a good one for the man, even if the man. That's what I would advise any woman now. Because the way the world is changing now, the way we men are moving now, it's good for the man to have our money. It's your money to people, and the husband will spend it, you run the home. But if something comes up tomorrow, you have your own money by yourself. You won't feel like you are lost or you're under someone. Well, you are subjected to someone else. Nobody's going to lose. Just do what works for you in your home. But you see that issue of marrying for what you're going to get. No, I think we need to erase that. For the story of Hakimi and what happened between him and the wife, marriage is not for the weak. To raise responsibility, no point you settling down. You cannot trust your wife with your wealth. There is no point marrying a woman whom you cannot trust with your wealth and position. Yeah, exactly. That's all of the feedback. Yeah, King George. How many? Okay. Nigeria future actually is she's right now the love I have for her is like fish and water. But you remember that it is water that you will later cook fish. So if you're comparing your love with her with fish and water, you know, I don't know if the fish and the water and who will be cooking.
Well, I
Okay,
think we'll be running up the program at this point. I want to say big thank you to all our viewers for watching our program today. This is Lagos This Minute. This program we talk about politics and the happenings around around Nigeria, particularly Lagos State as a case. Don't forget to drop your comment on the comment section. Turn on the notification bell for more videos, to get more videos as they drop, and also hit on the like button. If you've not subscribed, please do not subscribe.
All right, so we'll see you again on the program Lagos This Morning. I remain your humble host, Olajide Taufik Olamide.
And I am Gladys Alade. Shout out to all the people that commented.
Yeah,
Push Mom, Nigeria Future, John, Praise Abby, and Godwin Nwa. Thank you so much. Roga Robertine, thank you so much. And King Joe Oba, Nelly Onoha, we appreciate. Thank you. Till we meet you again tomorrow, same time, I am Gladys Alade.
Yeah, bye for now.
100 naira eko, that's some bus eko.